Good afternoon. Distinguished guest of honor, estimated guests, and the guest professionals here present. It's with immense pleasure that we are extend our welcome to you on this significant occasion as the Rwanda RAHPC Professionals Council celebrate a decade of dedicated regulatory services. We wish to express our gratitude to the Ministry of Health and the various institutions for their commitment and collaboration through this remarkable journey. Additionally, we thank our estimated sister councils for their valuable partnership in our collective work to regulate healthcare professions. Our thanks also go out to the registered RAHPC Professionals Council here in Rwanda to their service to the public that you aim to do. Our guest of honor, through continuous collaboration with the Ministry of Health, Rwanda RAHPC Professionals Council has made a significant since fulfilling its mission of regulating RAHPC professionals over the past 10 years. To date, our council proudly registered over 6,000 RAHPC professionals, representing more than 22 disciplines or professions. With this number gradually increasing, notably, we have recently added a new profession known as music therapy to our register. All of these dedicated RAHPC professionals, RAHPC professionals, are serving in healthcare facilities across the country. From 23rd to 25th October this year, these activities have been successfully engaged and benefited over 1,500 individuals in the two districts. Service provided include screenings for non-communicable diseases, along with comprehensive dental and ophthalmological care. Further, we conducted capacity building sessions on basic life support for various healthcare workers, and we facilitated essential training for community health workers. In this moment of reflection, we would like to take this opportunity to extend our appreciation to those who supported the community services we conducted. Your contribution has been the cornerstone to the success of this initiative. Once again, we want to welcome you and extend our best wishes for your enjoyable participation in our celebration event. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
You are not answering, it means that you are cold. Good afternoon. It's a celebration day. This is the day the Lord created for us to rejoice and be glad in it. They want not to go publishing. So I see my presentation is in English, but I will mix with Rwanda. It's in English. Yeah, Rwanda RAHPC Professionals Council yashyizweho n'itegeko iri number 46, 2012, kuva mu kwa mbere 14 z'ukwa mbere 2013 bariho hashize imyaka 10. Muri imyaka 10 mbere yaho all these professions nza kubereka aha they were not regulated. At that time we had only in Rwanda Medical and Dental Council and Nursing and Midwives Council. Others were not regulated. So byasabye no kwajyaho imbaraga nako Ministry of Health kugira ishyireho easy councils, the Rwanda Allied and the Pharmacy Council zagiriyeho rimwe. Why? Kubera ko we are part of the East African community in a common market protocol. You see, in 2010, it's our all regulation. The professional in the ESC have to be regulated to allow the free movement of labor. So also the Rwanda other professions in health had to be regulated, and the law was established in January 2013. So now we are celebrating 13 years. It's a complex, very complex council because we have more than 20 professions we are regulating. We see. So now we have the organs of the councils, the National Council Board, where every profession is represented. That's the first number one organ in the bureau, which comes from the National Council Board. I can say it's the executive board that works closely with the permanent secretary, the chairperson who is here, the vice chair, the secretary, treasurer, and 3 advisors. So that would be the executive bureau. But we have technical committees, which are like the department, committee of research, CPDs, ethics and disciplinary committees. So these are the different committees. Finance committee. We have different, some ad hoc committees as well. This is the structure, as you can see. We have the National Council Board, represented by the Bureau, because the National Council Board have more than 20 people. They cannot be in the executive. The executive board is only made by 7 people. But the day-to-day activity is done by the permanent secretariat, which is chaired, or I'm the CEO of the permanent secretariat. We have a deputy registrar, so these are the different people we have in the structure. But we don't have all of them because of means. But this is the structure that's in our strategic plan. This out should be done. And you understand why. So our main role is to protect the public. To make sure that people are going out to treat people, they are competent and they are ready to do what is required. And by doing that, we'll be guiding professions. Our mandate is to protect the public, as I said, to ensure that the public receives safe and ethical healthcare from competent health professionals, as I was saying. So it is all our duty to work together to ensure that the public is safe and health professionals are competent, ethically behaved through setting education and practice policies and standards. And our motto is to promote public safety and guide professionals. Our vision is to enhance the quality healthcare services, and our mission is to establish standards of training, practice, ethics, and professionalism within the health professions through compliance, continued professional development, advocacy, enabling the environment, and enhancing public and stakeholder engagement. Our core values are commitment to excellence, integrity, teamwork, accountability, and professionalism. So this is the constitutive function of the daily function of the council, starting with education, because we work with the higher learning institutions to make sure that people who are admitted in these professions, they fulfill all the requirements. We conduct regular audits together with the Ministry of Health and the Higher Education Council to make sure that programs are followed properly. And we set standard of those professions for training and practice. And we don't do it from nowhere. We have to benchmark with the region and international. Then we validate those programs when they are reviewed or they are new programs. And we register our professionals to make sure that they are fit to practice by making sure that the coordination of continuing professional development or capacity building are provided properly by CPD providers who are competent to do it. So, in summary, these are our daily, mission. In our mission, these are our daily activities. We do registration and licensing. We organize and conduct registry exam assessment for those professionals who finish their graduate from the high learning institutions. We organize, proficiency tests to make sure that they are ready to go to work. We develop and approve professional standards together with professionals and professional associations. We are in the process of harmonization of regional health regulations. As when I said I spoke about the East African Community Common Market Protocol. So we are in the process of harmonizing our regulations in the EAC. We conduct malpractice investigations when it is needed, together with other professionals or other councils. We review and approve health-related programs, I said it. We conduct regular inspection of higher learning institutions. We inspect health facilities to make sure that the standards are respected and that make sure that professionals are compliant with regulations. We coordinate CPD activities as we provide certification to CPD providers and make sure that CPD activities are done properly. And then we are in the process of grading allied health professionals. Professionals need to have the horizontal promotion, but also the vertical promotion by doing grading. It's very important. We have already started this process. Key partners, we have our councils work together in investigation, inspection. We always work together. Ministry of Health, of course, is number one. It's our line ministry. RAHPC, it's no longer human resource for health. Now it's a health development workforce. And then the Ministry of Education has said, Higher Education Council, Professional Association, CPD providers, high learning institutions, and then health facilities. These are our main key partners. We are also affiliated with the AMCOA, which is the Association of Medical and Councils of Africa, because we cannot work alone. We need to work with others. We learn from others, from how they regulate. So we've done we've gained a lot of experience from them, from different countries, as we are members of AMCOA and the YAMRA. YAMRA is for the whole world, AMCOA is for Africa. These are the regulations, the professions we are regulating. You can see there are many. I cannot read through all of them. Some of them, others are new. To some of you, they are still new. But we regulate all these professions. These are others. So you can see it's not an easy job. It's very complex. You cannot even compare with other councils. Other councils, we have one profession or two. But imagine if you have to develop the standard guidelines for all these professions and be able to regulate all of them. It's I'm telling you, it's not easy. But we thank God because we've been managing it for the last 10 years and it is working. So during the preceding decade, the Rwanda Allied Professions granted licenses to a total number of 6,579 from those professions. But we have another number of professionals who are not registered, but who are still working, who are working now. That's another challenge, that we are having people who are working without license. I think together with the Ministry of Health, we need to make sure that they are licensed. So from 29 regulated allied health professions. Here I want just to emphasize that we regulate professions which are here, but also regulate professions that are coming from outside. For example, people who come for temporary work, they need also to be regulated, and we issue them a temporary license. Key achievements for the last 10 years, of course, we had to develop policies, it's very important. We have our internal regulations that need to be strictly respected. We have an online system for registration. People don't need to come to our office. If you are to Kiambu, wherever within Europe, you can register directly without coming to our office. So we put a lot of effort to do that, and we know that it's also the goal, even the vision for the nation, that we should have the IT implemented and technology ruling everything. So we've already achieved this. Now we can have all our regulation online. We complete a strategic plan. Now we are going to develop another one that will start next year. We organize regularly every year a leadership retreat. We know capacity building is not only for professionals. You see, our people who are in the board, they are health professionals. They need to be also built. They need to be trained in leadership so that they know how to handle, how to respond to their task. We organize every year an external audit to make sure that we are doing the right thing. So we need to have all these controls around. We have an internal auditor, but we organize external auditor. We audit every year. I said also we continue to develop standard guidelines for training and practice for allied professionals. Opportunities, we have supportive national leadership, as you know. When I say leadership, it's from up to down, from the presidency, the ministry, everywhere. The working climate, where they understand what we are doing, and then the information technology. These are the opportunities we are using to make sure that we are regulating all these professions. Of course, we have challenges. We made challenges during these 10 years. To verify foreign qualifications, sometimes it's very difficult, especially in some of neighbors countries where we don't really come, they bring foreign qualifications, but when you try to call the number of the school, it's not responding, so it's sometimes very challenging. But of course, they are subjected to licensing exams, which also help us to make sure that even if we are going to bring a qualification, it's not right, but we are going to be assessed, and it will be a way of make sure that people who are allowed to work, they are really fit to do it. Expertise in some domain, for example, when we set our exams, we have some professionals where we lack. We don't have enough professionals, especially nationally, and then we need to dive to outside, as we have partnership in the region and in Africa, but that is very costly. Regulation of private practice. In private practice, this is the place where we find a lot of people who are not regulated. We find people who are working there, but without a license to practice. So it's very difficult, challenging. When you organize an inspection and you are going to start to do it today, and when others understand that you are coming, then they make sure that those who are working without license to practice are hidden and their files are not there. So I don't know what the Ministry of Health will help us to work on it, because we need to come up, because these people are practicing illegal, and we don't know how we are going to handle it, but I'm sure the Ministry of Health is going to help us in this. Because if we come up with penalties or sanctions, I think it's going to work. Sometimes it's needed. You cannot just say. Sometimes also it's part of leadership. When people are not doing properly, you sanction them and then you correct them. There's, as I said, scarcity of continuing professional development providers in some professions. Addressing this challenge is vital for ensuring that all our allied professions stay updated with the latest field advancement, because we are always on the move. Another pressing issue is that the presence of our unregistered professionals, as I said, and sometimes we find that if their employers, they know that they are there, but they are hiding them. Even in the public, we've seen it many times when you go for inspection. These unregistered individual practicing in the health pose risk to have public safety and the reputation of the profession. Because when they commit malpractice, when it happens, and the public think that these people are regulated, and yet they are not. So we need to see how we can correct this. Effort to enforce registration requirements and collaborate with private institutions as essential to combat this problem effectively. We're thinking, for example, if we were able if the councils were part of those of institutions that are issuing a license to these private institutions, I think these people are going to change. But we are not involved. But if they know that the standard need to be attested by the regulators, I think that we will be able to change this if we are part of this process. Additionally, we face a problem with forged document, I said it. Then strengthening verification processes and implementing stringent measures against individuals engaging in such activities are necessary to maintain the council's credibility. But sometimes, unfortunately, when they get there, they say we don't have. Sometimes I don't know how they do it, they are corrupted. They say no, we didn't see any problem with them, and they are released. So that's also another issue. And we need to be serious, because these people who are practicing without a license or calling themselves health professionals, it's really a very, very important public health issue. Lastly, of course, finance will always come. We don't have any budget. We only get the money from the services we offer. Of course, we thank the Ministry of Health, because they now, every year, they decide. They don't, there is no budget. They don't even, they decide how much money they have to give us to help us with the operation. Yes, they've been doing it. And this year it was better, because they provided the money to cover all the licensing exams, which also reduced the cost for registration fees, which is also a complaint from many of our applicants. In conclusion, Rwanda Allied Professions has made significant strides in regulating allied professions, but it also faces notable challenges, as I expressed it. But by addressing issues related to providers and registered professionals, for the document, financial sustainability, RAHPC can further enhance its effectiveness in ensuring the competence and professionalism of allied professionals, ultimately benefiting the healthcare system and the well-being of the Rwandan population. I thank you. Before leaving, we want to show you now, after these 10 years, what we decided to do. We said we are going to celebrate by going back to the community and giving back to them. So we organized an outreach, community outreach, which was done. We went to 4 sites, and the theme was the impact of Rwanda Radio Professionals Council to fight non-communicable diseases. We went with our professionals, we went to different sites. We went to the hospital of Rilima, orthopedic hospital of Rilima. We went to Gahanga, Mayangi Health Center and Mayangi Group Scolaire B. And we also went to Iminganzima hostel in Nyanza. It was a 3 days activity, which I think I'm going to give time to my daughter here, Agnes. She's going to present to you what was the report. And then after that, we show you a small documentary of what was happening. I'm telling you, it was amazing. It was our first experience, but it's really worth it. And you tell me when I'm 100% that you will see a different view of I've finished presenting. Thank you very much.
I'm going to present to you the summary report of all the activities carried out in the last 3 days. So, firstly, I think everyone, volunteers, professionals who participated, make this outreach very successful. So, we did this activity in 3 locations. So first was Mayan Health Center, and also another one was Idima Orthopedic and Rehabilitation Hospital, and also Ningazima Village in Nyanza District. The objective was to provide a wide range of healthcare services and education to the local population. Various clinical services happened, and also health education done, and professional training were conducted to improve the health and well-being of the community. So our term was to show the impact of RAHPC in fighting non-communicable diseases. This is a graph showing how the professionals intervene. Firstly, as the chair mentioned, we have more than 30 professionals registered in RAHPC. And through that, 18 professionals have been participating in these activities. Some have been combined their effort, like in NCD screening, clinical medicine, nutrition, and medical laboratory combined together, and also in public health, environment has combined together. In total, we reached 2,500 people have been reached in different screening activities. It means they involved in this first graph. It shows the total number of people who were screened in dental services. The location was mapped Nyanza district and Bidesera district, and I mentioned 2 areas in Bidesera was Mayangi Health Center and Idima Orthopedic Hospital, and for Nyanza district was Ningazima Village. I thank all the volunteers who participated in these activities. We had more than 6 professionals from different professionals, for example, biomedical laboratory, ophthalmic clinical officers, PNOs, anesthetists, practitioners, and others. All the people have been coming on day 1, others. There's someone who came all 3 days. So they have a lot of activities. It was very to them because even the population was many. Like for the first day, they received more than 400, second day 500. There was more than many people there. I say that all the people attended this screening, they also got health education. It means in the morning session before starting, for example, dental was giving health education, how they can take care of their health, and also for nutrition, they also give some health education, public health and environment. They also went in the village and trained the community care workers. I'm coming up on this page because, and I think I explained a bit on this. Dental was, they were the one who received 25% of the department screening. It means all the community, all the people were curious to know how they can take care of their dental, their mouth, no? And also others want to know how their eye care. That was the second club, and other professions as well, like physio. So they got some people there, and we also got a new profession called music therapy. They help us to occupy the children in Lima Hospital, and the kids were very happy. It was amazing profession. I'm going to pass through each professional, showing how it went. We had to do consultation, we had to do diagnosis, and later on treatment. For MCD screening, this is showing the number who were screened and having hypertension. This big graph. It was 65% of people attend MCD screening, they are having hypertension. The second one, they are having obesity. It means 26% of people attending this service, they are having also obesity. This is a call for action to know how can we follow these people? How can we keep tracking them? This is coming from a lot of people saying it was their first time to do this screening, and also they never do regular exercise and they have other health condition. For dental screening, starting from consultation, I said that they got 600 people attend their services, 562 they complaining they have dental pain. This is a huge number. And also others that have gum bleeding. This is an overview of their consultation. For diagnosis, 65% they're having invasive property. And they also did extraction. They did 557 extractions. If we compare this in terms of money, it's a huge. For medical imaging, they did breast ultrasound. They attend 85 people were screened. Through this, 72 were normal, but 13 ladies, they are having abnormal breasts. It means we need a close follow-up for those people. For ophthalmology, they got 526 people, and also they provided 39 free glasses. This is also a huge line they provide to the community. So through these 526 people, they screened 303, they are having allergic conjunctivitis. And also they are having refractive illness, cataract, and others. This is their diagnosis. They also provided 39 glasses. For clinical psychology, they engaged in education. They also did some screening. They attend 68 people each, and through this number, 48 are having depression. Is that the reason they are saying one that they are not happy? If we screen 68 and 48 are having depression, it's a problem. And also they did a forecast counseling. This was one by one session for the community assuming at Margaret. For physiotherapy, they got 100 people have reached to them, and through this number, 79 are complaining low back pain. They are referring to the class of elderly people from 6 years and above. So we also did audiology screening, and they did 87 people reached to them, and through this number, they also, through diagnosis, some are having hearing loss, others are having earwax, and others. We also did community health workers training. That one community health workers have been trained at the health center, my center. And for occupational therapy, they got seven people, individuals with disabilities, and due to them, 56 are having mobility difficulties because of aging, and also they got 10 CPD cases, CP cases. These are the cerebral palsy patients from Lilima Hospital, and also one post-stroke syndrome patient. For PNO, they need 21 people reached to them. These are the people, through this number, 16 of them were having diabetes. So the purpose of PNO was to give them to do diabetic food assessment and management, and also they did professional training for professionals working at Lilima Hospital. For emergency care professions, they provided basic life support training. This training was happened at Lilima Hospital and the Yamata Hospital. They trained 62 professionals. These are the medical professionals who are at the hospitals working, and also they did different practices with them. For public health and environmental health, they provided a health education services were conducted for 290 people in the community. Music therapy, they were engaged with 88 participants. There are 28 people from Impinga village, Nyanda district, and 6 children hospitalized at Lilima Hospital. So, here are the main figures. As I said, we have screened 2,508 people, and through this number, 30% were male, and 7% were female. Think about this. Through all the people screened, 7%, it was their first time to be screened. To me, they were not aware of this kind of screening, either uncommunicable disease screening, dental services, no other. It was their first time. And this 7% again, they were not aware of LCDs before this outreach. They got information through campaign, and most of them, they say they got the information from church. 9% don't know the risk factors of this kind of disease. 85%, they are not doing regular exercise or physical activities among all the people screened. And 67%, they knew about this campaign from churches. Conclusion, this community outreach program was conducted in the district and the other district in this period of 3 days by Rwanda Alliance for Professional Council. It served the local community by providing vital healthcare services and professional training. The program not only celebrated the council's 10 years of services, but also it provides its commitment to improving healthcare in Rwanda. We also had a challenge. The first challenge, we had a few professionals for screening. So due to limited budgets and also into the availability of the professionals, there were very few, which caused to reach some community, some people were not screened on the last day. And also we had the shortage of materials. So materials were very few, that's why we did screen many people, and the shortage of period. If the period was like 1 week, we would reach too many people. Imagine getting 2,000 in only 3 days in one sector. If the district was more than one district, we would reach too many people. So we are recommending few things. We are recommending to the district of Bugesera or other districts or other councils to come work with us or to keep doing the same activities later, because we realized that we had a big impact to the community, and also to do cross follow-up for those who experience. And also we are recommending to have a collaboration, to strengthen our collaboration or to gain more sponsors to keep us pushing us to do many activities like this in other districts. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and we want to thank everyone that has provided all the information from the beginning. We have had the chairperson giving us the overview of the council. We have heard what they did during the outreach. It's amazing. But I think everyone now has a sense of what is Allied Health Professions Council is and what it's doing. And with this, allow me to move to another step, and in a good position, a good time, we want to receive our guest of honor, the representative of the Ministry of Health. After hearing all this, we want to give him time to speak to us. Dr. You're most welcome. Thank you.
Chair, Rwanda Allied Health Professional Council, the Vice Mayor of RAHPC, which here present, dear Dr. François, representative from the sister councils of Rwanda Allied Health Professional Council, the council members, distinguished guests here present, all protocol observed. Mwiriwe. So thank you for being here today to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Rwanda Allied Health Professional Council. This is a significant milestone for the council and for the entire healthcare system. We acknowledge the remarkable milestone that we have achieved together during these 10 years. In the past decade, the Rwanda Allied Health Professional Council has made significant progress in regulating and promoting the allied health professionals in Rwanda. And you have seen 26, I think the total is 26, and still more to come. That's a very intense job that you have been doing. The Council has developed and implemented standards for the allied health education and training to ensure that allied health professionals adhere to the highest standards of practice and ethics. When the law that was cited in the previous presentation, I'm sure when it was out, everyone thought it was going to be an easy task. And I'm sure it's not going to stop at the 26 different professions that we have seen. A lot is yet to come. Also, the Council has established a system for licensing and regulating allied professionals, as said, and this has helped to ensure Rwandans access high quality, safe, and effective allied health services. We also want to express our deep appreciation for the invaluable partnership between the Council and the Ministry of Health. This partnership has played a pivotal role in enhancing the well-being of the Rwandan population. The synergy between the regulatory body and the ministry has built our strong healthcare system, thus ensuring that the Rwandan people receive comprehensive, holistic care, and even the care that we did not have yesterday, the music therapy. That was very unique, and as soon as we leave this room, I will make sure that everyone knows what I was privileged to see, and please extend it to other settings as well. Moreover, it is imperative that we recognize the enormous contribution of allied health professionals to the Rwanda health system. They have been instrumental in our collective effort to meet the Sustainable Development Goals and achieve the objectives of the universal health coverage. These professionals have worked tirelessly on the front lines, ensuring access to quality health care for all the Rwandans and the people who live in Rwanda. Their dedication is highly commendable. One remarkable aspect of the work carried by the Council that deserves special recognition is its impact on the fight against NCDs in Rwanda. NCDs pose a significant public health challenge worldwide, and our nation is no exception. In fact, we have a double strike of infectious disease and NCD altogether. So there is no time that we have not been busy as of today. And we accept to take care of both with equal dedication and motivation. However, the success of the outreach initiative conducted by the Council in the Bugesera and the Nyanza districts has been nothing short of exemplary. This is the motto that we all wish to see. This is what we want everyone to know about ourselves, that we are capable and resilient. The outreach program at Rilima Specialized Orthopedic Hospital, Mayange Health Center, Mayange Primary School, and Nyanza Intingazima Hostel are shining examples of the Council's commitment to improving healthcare accessibility and quality in underserved communities. Through these initiatives, Rwanda Allied Health Professional Council has brought essential healthcare services, education, and support to those who need it most. This not only promotes better health, but also empowers communities to take charge of their well-being. Looking at the videos that were shown to us, you can see that this is something they had been expecting. They attended to with a smile. And the mode of communication, I think most of them had it from the radio. It seems you send the message to the radios where you are supposed to meet, each time, each date, and let it be an invitation also to see more coming in the years as we move ahead. As we celebrate the Council's decade of existence, we also recognize that there are still some challenges ahead. Regulation is a process, and the Council is constantly working to improve its system and procedures. The COVID-19 pandemic has also presented new challenges for the Council, as it has for the entire healthcare system in Rwanda and beyond. Despite the challenges, the Council has made significant progress in the past decade. I'm confident that the Council will continue to play an important role in improving the Rwandan healthcare system and in promoting the health and well-being of all the Rwandans. And of course, also the people who live in Rwanda, who are not Rwandans. So we have to take care of Rwandans, but also everyone else who is living in Rwanda. The Council has played a pivotal role in enhancing preventive and rehabilitative measures, enabling early diagnosis and intervention, and supporting individuals to manage and recover from NCDs. The The impact of the Council in this area has been transformative, contributing to a healthier and more prosperous Rwanda. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Council for the hard work and dedication over the past decade. We at the Ministry of Health Rwanda, we invite you on one of the health reforms known as the 4x4 strategy of the government of Rwanda, which means we have to quadruple our health workforce in the next 4 years. And that said, it is also in all these different categories that we have seen, including the music therapy. It is new, but you have to join the race so that we amplify what we are seeing today. Inevitably, this requires lots of effort, including the long-awaited task from the country leadership, which is taking the council exams within the academic arena, ensuring quality all along the health workforce production chain. Together, we are making a difference in the lives of Rwandans. Thank you, Murakoze, Asante, and everything else.
Thank you. I'm not sure whether we have Dr. Haribey in the house. Not yet. But of course, as you can see, these experts here, I think they'll be enough to give us a good take on the NCDs and what we can achieve from them and this session. So without taking time, allow me to hand over to the moderator of the session to take over and guide the panelists. Thank you very much.
The experts that are going to be telling us about NCD prevention, NCDs in Rwanda currently, and we have a good mixture. We have the NCD division manager at RAHPC, Dr. Francois. We have the chairperson of the NCD Alliance, Dr. Luchubiti, Professor Luchubiti, and we have the nutritionist, the expert in nutrition, Dr. Gandhi. So we are happy. We're going to hear a lot about NCD. So I'll start with you, Dr. Francois, as the division manager of RAHPC in charge of NCDs. I think would like to hear from you a brief overview of NCDs in Rwanda regarding the statistics, the trends, and the role of the Rwanda Allied Health Professions at the RAHPC. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Doctor. So, also thank you so much for having us, and also, I mean, like, Rwanda Allied Health Professionals for selecting is very important. If I can call it a thing, just the impact of Rwanda Allied Health Professionals in fighting non-communicable diseases as we are celebrating the Youth Health anniversary. I think this was really important, and I guess I'm not sure if really there was another much more important topic than this one. So if you see the statistics that I don't remember the name that have been presented, the number of people screened, the pathologies, the conditions that have been identified, and mainly most of these people, it was their first time to be screened or to not even to hear anything about NCDs. This is showing really how this big but important burden of NCDs is in our country, but also globally. So we are so happy as RAHPC as NCD program to continue working with all of you here to really change the NCD prevention, NCD control landscape in our country. So if I can go back a little bit to the question from the moderator. So I think, I mean, there are statistics on the internet everywhere. I mean, numbers are telling us that 75% of, even 74%, the kind statistics of people dying globally are dying from non-communicable diseases. You know, and the big issue is that the majority of those people are coming from our own and the income countries. So we very limited resources to prevent, but also to detect, but also to manage adequately these non-communicable diseases. But again, if you see what you have in the country, so we have that now we have most updated information on some of these major NCDs. So if you look at maybe, even if you start with the burden of some of these risk factors for these major NCDs. So we have, if we look at tobacco, smoking, I think this is an area that we have done, I think, a positive progress, because we have managed to reduce the prevalence of tobacco smoking from 13% to 7.1% in 9 years. Because we are no longer seeing people smoking, you know, in public. Of course, some are still smoking, but it's like they're hiding. It's a shame even, because we are no longer saying, you know, I mean, publicity for tobacco. We are no longer, so these are things that they are working because you have laws and regulations, but also community education. But if you look at, and I think this is really very small, because as you know, tobacco smoking is a major risk factor for many cities. So if you look at these other risk factors like alcohol consumption, you know, I think the numbers are increasing, because now almost half of Rwandans do drink alcohol. Because now we're at 48% from 41% in 9 years. But I think, yes, of course, I don't know if I can ask you in this room, probably maybe 50%, 40% we do consume alcohol. But if you look at the quantity of alcohol that we are consuming, that's where maybe issues are. Because we also try to look at how many people are consuming excessive quantities of alcohol. Because here I think we are doing, I mean, there is an improvement. Because 10 years back, I think 2012, like 23% were heavy drinkers actually, drinking more than 6 bottles of, you know, beer or so on a single occasion. But now we are at 15%. It's really decreasing. But again, we should also continue educating the community about the dangers of, you know, abusing alcohol, and why not even quit completely drinking alcohol. There are ongoing campaigns like Tungeres and so on. But again, also to back it with some regulations, some policies that are limiting exposure, you know, especially to our vulnerable people, youth, pregnant women, so that they cannot really have access easily to, you know, to alcohol, reducing how, I mean, it's commercialized, how people are having access to alcoholic beverages. If you get to another important topic that maybe, as you have an expert here, the nutrition, that's where we need to, I mean, it's an area of focus. You know, we are saying that we should be eating healthy. Eating healthy, when we talk about eating healthy, we focus more on eating enough quantities of vegetables, you know, fruits. But if you look at where we are, it's only 10% of Rwandans do consume adequate quantities of fruits and vegetables. You know, it's not because, you know, sometimes, of course, it's not even sometimes. Fruits are becoming expensive. But what about vegetables? We all have tomato jikoni. But even if you go in the countryside, you know, people are farming, you know, those vegetables, but they are not really eating enough quantities. You go in our restaurants, if you see how the buffet is set, we start with rice, chips, and so on, and then we arrive on those healthy food when the plate is almost full, and you don't have really where you can put, you know, those vegetables. And then it's really a matter of education, but also make sure that those, you know, those healthy foods are really available. I've seen that, I think if you look at the physical activity, which is also another important risk factor, generally, Rwandans are physically active. So as compared to the statistics that you have seen, but probably the outreach was conducted, you know, in those maybe in Hingazima, probably these are people that are not moving, you know, very often. But if you see where we are good, but mainly the physical activity is mainly work related, but also transport related. Don't think physical activity that it's only playing soccer, doing jogging in the morning. It's mainly those people that are farming, 7 hours a day, those people that are gaining the money due to maybe doing transportation, bicycles and so on. This is really, it's also one of the physical activities. Again, I've seen that, probably it's because we have gone to those, maybe, the people. I've seen that the prevalence of hypertension in those people screening is around 65%. It's really too high. Because the national prevalence is now at 16.8%. But again, it's really, it's a study that was done in the people between 18 and 69 years old. But probably, if you look at the age range for these people that have been screened, probably they are above 50. That's why maybe we are seeing somehow a very high prevalence. But again, we're also seeing an increase in hypertension. Because 10 years back, or 10 years back, it was 15.2%. By now, we're at 16.8%. Meaning that the numbers are increasing, but also our life expectancy is increasing, even if maybe people are being exposed to these risk factors, but also you can also forget about age, because our people are living much longer than before. If you look at diabetes, we are around 3%. It looks like stable, but again, and there is another big risk factor that we need also to stop now. It's really avoiding the obesity. We are really seeing that, especially in cities, but also especially in females. The prevalence of obesity, the prevalence of overweight is really increasing. So nationally, the prevalence of overweight is around 18%, and it's like 2% increase compared to the figures from 9 years back. But if you look at in the female population, the numbers are very high, especially in women living in cities. So these are, I think, that's the way, that's how we do targeted education, make sure that really we educate, because I don't think that, sometimes, or maybe many years back, people were thinking that maybe if you are plump, you are beautiful, it's like a sign of, beauty in women, but now probably we are changing the way we really perceive this, because it's a big risk factor for these entities. So briefly, that's where we are, but the big issue that I think we can also work on together is, if you look at where we are with the prevalence of hypertension, diabetes, and if you look at the numbers of people we have in our health facilities, the coverage of treatment or diagnosis is very, very low. We are around now 12%. Meaning that we still have a very big percentage of our people still in the community with these non-communicable diseases, not aware that they do have those NCDs. These are people that we are seeing coming, with complications, with stroke, with, in renal failure, in kidney failure, in, heart failure, and yet, we are trying to make sure that services are closer to where people live centers, but also doing some outreaches with, collaborating with different partners, but again, it has to be continuous, This is really, you cannot say that one outreach, one awareness campaign is enough. It has really to be continuous. It's really, it has to be like a red cross approach, and it has also to involve everybody. It's like a whole of society approach, not only Ministry of Health, RAHPC, but it's really all of us. I was saying, really, we have like more than 6,000 members of allied health professionals. Probably these are only registered people. Probably, we have more than that. I was saying we have now around 15 villages in the country. It's like maybe per every 2 villages you have a professional. If you can even start from there, driving awareness in our neighborhood, where we live, teaching people about nutrition, about not abusing alcohol, smoking, and so on. And I think we can make really, really a big impact. So this is, and then you have seen that probably if you wait in your clinics, in your facilities, people to come, probably they come when it's late. Maybe we should continue doing those outreaches, go there, really where people live, and try to provide these services, and this has to be continued with so much value, this collaboration. Maybe I'll stop here. We don't have enough maybe time, and I will give them to other panelists to say something. Thank you.
Dr. Kansa. for those highlights. As we can see, we heard from him, NCDs is actually a problem, and it's still an ongoing problem. It's a fight that continues, and we really have to look at it from a global perspective and a holistic way in order to provide the prevention and the treatments as well. I'll come back to you, Dr. Francois, on other issues, but let me go to Dr. Professor Chubisi. Professor Chubisi, as the chair of the Alliance, NCD Alliance in Rwanda, I'm sure there's a lot that you have done in terms of prevention of NCDs, in terms of treatment. There are different activities that you've done. Please give us a brief overview of exactly how you see NCDs vis-a-vis the professions that we have. How are they involved? Do you work with different stakeholders, or is NCDs looked in terms of only screening and treatment? How about, I want us to talk about the preventive measures more. I remember in primary school, way back, we used to talk about prevention is better than cure, prevention is better than cure. And up until now, I keep thinking, why do we dwell more on treatment? Yes, doctors, please don't tell me. I know treatment is very key, but what are we doing in terms of prevention, population-wide prevention? Because I think this can save us a lot of resources, and the development of the country really relies on people who are healthy, if I'm not mistaken. So, Dr. Professor Chubisi, please give us a hand. Briefly. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I would like to start by thanking the Alliance Professional Council for inviting me. I know the passion that Mr. Gashirika has for NCDs, because I remember many years ago he was the first one to organize an NCD conference, which we did together, I think, and I was not surprised to see that this is the topic you choose to deal with for this anniversary. So Rwanda NCD Alliance is a non-governmental organization. It is aiming to bring together all organizations dealing with NCDs in the civil society. And we have currently, it is a registered organization. We have currently 27 member organizations. So it is an umbrella to other organizations. And mainly, we have organizations dealing with the different main NCDs. So we have, for example, among the funders, the Rwanda Diabetes Association, the Rwanda Heart Foundation. We have also organizations around cancers, including the Breast Cancer Initiative for East Africa. And we have also different youth-led organizations which are coming from medical school and other health schools, which are very much helpful in terms of volunteering for the screening activities we have. And the Alliance started in 2016, and I can say that over the last years, we have been doing different things, including and mainly, we started with awareness. Because, yes, NCD's numbers are increasing, but the good news is that 80% of them could be prevented if all of us work on that. And we did 2 years back a situational analysis around the policies for NCDs, the access to NCD care, universal health coverage, and we surveyed more than 91 people from different levels of leadership, of involvement in the NCD care. And one of the things we found was that there was not enough awareness. Not enough awareness in the communities. Not enough, even people who are educated do not necessarily know very well that 80% of those NCDs could be prevented if they knew very well how to change the lifestyle, how to change the behaviors. So this is the main goal of the Rwanda NCD Alliance for the moment. And we started with something you know very well, which is the Car-Free Day, an initiative of the city of Kigali, but from the beginning we worked with them. And we brought that unique combination of mass sports organized by the city of Kigali in Car-Free Day roads, but also combined with screening for NCDs, risk factors, and education. And we have been doing that for many years now. Today we have 2 Car-Free Days per month, and in 4 sites at the same time in the different districts where there is screening for NCDs, risk factors. But screening is not the most important. The most important is education it goes with. Because everyone who is found with hypertension is going to, our volunteers take time to educate him about hypertension, about lifestyle, about healthier living. So, and the other activities we have are, of course, about awareness in different media. So we have social media platform, YouTube, and other things like that. The radio, the TV. We have a Rwanda television fitness show, which was also an initiative during the COVID-19 pandemic, because people couldn't go to the Car-Free Day. So we started recording fitness activities demonstration on the TV, plus 5 to 10 minutes of education about different topics in NCDs. Even when the COVID stopped, we kept doing that because it is a good opportunity also to reach out to people who do not come to the Car-Free Day, but who can watch that on YouTube, on our TV. So social media are also important, even if the majority of our population is using more the radio, but the radio also we do radio shows at different occasions, and the Alliance come together to celebrate all the World NCD days. So we have always, so September was World Heart Day. We had this month is cancer. Next month is diabetes. So, and that we do together with the Rwanda Biomedical Center NCD Division and the Ministry of Health to have a national celebration of that. And it is always an opportunity for education, for doing some outreach screening. During the World Heart Day Awareness Week, we did also in Bugesera a screening during a whole week, where more than 2,000 people were screened, and the numbers we found of NCD risk factor were quite similar to what was demonstrated during the STEP surveys. So those are, I would say, some of the activities. Of course, we do conduct some research for evidence-based advocacy. I talked about the survey we did about the policies and access to universal health coverage for NCDs, but we did also a survey about the need for integration of HIV, AIDS, and NCD services, which is something we think should be discussed and as soon as possible implemented. But also, we did also a project to look at the people living with NCDs and their asks. We did an advocacy agenda, national advocacy agenda for people living with NCDs, because they are members. And as you know, you cannot succeed in preventing and controlling NCDs if people living with those conditions are not involved. And we used to say, nothing for us without us. And people need to be involved meaningfully in all steps of planning and implementation of NCD programs at all levels. Maybe let me stop there and I can elaborate more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dr. Gandhi, what's your take on what you've heard from the two panelists, the awareness of NCD and the figures that the Ministry of Health? What is your take? And also reflecting on the what they told us, there were high numbers of people with obesity in the village. I think it's quite maybe funny to me. People would think that people in the village would not be obese, but surprisingly, they had high numbers of obesity as well as physical activity. I was also surprised to find that there were high numbers of people who are physically inactive. Maybe there's a misconception that people who are in rural or sub-rural are not faced with such issues. So here we are, and maybe let's just unpack everything and take away some workable solutions. Over to you, Dr.
Thank you very much. I'll start commenting on what the doctor said on the way people are eating today. You know, he gave an example of the buffet in the hotel. But it's not just the hotel. Even if you go to our homes, you'll find that the people have this huge container of rice or kaunga or whatever it is, a huge one, a mountain of it. And the next large one will be the one with beef or chicken. Then the smallest one will be the one with the dodo. And it's like it's symbolic, you know, it's like you don't really want to eat it, you just want to make sure that it is there, so that you can have a nice word of prayer. So it is this kind of change in the way we eat that is actually contributing to the reason why many NCDs are occurring today. If we go back in time, the time of our grandparents who lived 90 years, some of them even were centenarians. They lived 100 years. They never knew anything about diabetes, about high blood pressure, about cancer and anything else. If you just remember what were they eating, they were eating matoke, sweet potato, cassava, all vegetables, all the bushy fruits that we don't eat them anymore because we associate them with the suffering. You know, I ate so much of these when I was poor in the village. Now that I'm blessed, I need to eat chocolate. I need to eat ice cream. I need to eat the cakes. Why should I continue suffering when I am blessed? So you find that when we try to bless ourselves, you know, we try to apologize to ourselves. I suffered a lot when I was young. I could not afford some of these things. Now I have to eat them all the time. So you find that, as the doctor said, you know, many people in those days, they were eating more beans. Today we are eating more beef and more chicken. And we know in clinical practice and in clinical nutrition that if you are eating more beans, you cannot have this too much of fat here. And that's why most of the women in the village, you eat beans every day. They can have 6 children, but you look at their stomach, it looks like they've never given birth. Because the fiber in the beans help you to lose the pot belly fat. And you are preventing diabetes, you are preventing high blood pressure by doing that. And the same thing if you are eating foods that our grandparents were eating, the millet, the sorghum. Those are more alkaline grains. They create an environment in your body where cancer can hardly grow. And the moment you abandon millet, you abandon sorghum, and you start eating this refined maize ugali, you are eating spaghetti and pasta, your body starts becoming more acidic. And when you are becoming more acidic, you are creating an environment for so many NCDs to exist. But we are deceiving ourselves. I'm now eating well. Now I can eat like an American. I can have, spaghetti with cheese. But the moment you start eating that, you're putting your own health in a pressure cooker. Because you will not do that for so long without paying a price. So if we go back to the way our grandparents are eating the mangoes, the tomato tree, the tomato fruit, and the avocados, and also don't feel sorry for pineapples and watermelons, eat them. If you find them on the market, buy them. And eat a wider variety of vegetables, and eat whole grains, food which is not refined and processed. We can prevent most of these NCDs. Now, coming to what the professor is saying here, that 80% of NCDs are preventable, that is very, very true. We are victims of our own lifestyle. I was excited when I was watching the documentary, most of the things that were going on and the education that was going on. Because at the end of the day, it is not just maybe the food that we're eating, sometimes it's also the whole lifestyle, the way we are living as a whole. You can see that many people today, the moment we buy our first car, we retire from working. We don't do any exercise. We drive to our neighbors. We drive everywhere, and even in places where we could have walked. Now, when you don't use your legs, you will finally lose them. Because if you don't exercise, you become diabetic, then they amputate that leg that you are not using. So, if you want to keep your leg, keep on walking. Don't stop doing exercise because God has blessed you, you have bought a car. Wake up in the morning, put on your walking shoes and go for a walk. And then you also find that even the way we are working today, some people are stressed, they're not sleeping. Working day and night. You are not a machine. You are designed to work 16 hours and rest 8 hours. And the moment you start borrowing from the resting hours for a number of days of your life, it will impact the way you digest the food, the way you metabolize the food. And if you don't exercise, you end up also taking more calories that you don't have time to burn. And the body can convert some of them into fat. And then also you can end up with metabolic issues like diabetes, hypertension, which are really preventable. So the professor's right. You don't need to be the next victim of diabetes or high blood pressure or obesity, because these things are preventable with healthy eating and healthy living. Let me stop there for now.
For those insights that you've given us. The struggle is real, and we have to face it head on. And we're here to look for solutions. Now, I'll ask my panelists. Today we're celebrating the Rwanda Allied Health Professions 10-year anniversary, and our theme is how do we, the role of allied health professions in preventing NCDs. So it's clear that we have a role. We are a big stakeholder. We are a big workforce, and today we're here to say that yes, you can use us in the fight against this horrible global health hazards. So I want to hear from our panelists. How do we engage the Rwanda Allied Health Professions in the fight against NCD? I'll just give you briefly 1 minute each of you. If you think that there is our contribution and if it's important, please give us a brief overview. I mean, in 1 minute, each one of you is going to tell us how do we as allied health professions come in to fight NCDs. Thank you very much. I'll start with you, Dr.
Not the professor.
No,
Yeah, thank you so much. And I think the council is already engaged, but I think we can do much more. I mean, if we continue working together, sharing information, or maybe being involved in different activities. Because if you look at this number of health professionals that we have, they are all over the country in different facilities, public and also private. And if you see, we have 26 professions, and if all of them probably there is a 20s. You have got physio, physiotherapists, nutritionists, many people. So I think really itself is really something really big. It's contributing a lot to this fight against NCDs. But what I was saying, let's even try to go outside our clinics, our consultation rooms, and go talk to the community and give back to the community. Because we have seen that's where really many issues are. If you want people to come for dental care or checkup, they come when it's really late. Because the numbers are showing us that 57% of our people have never consulted a dentist. You see, so. But if you go there, you find them and try to provide education but also services. So to me, what I'm seeing, it's really a big, a big society, a big family, working with all of us, put together our efforts, but also go where people live, go to, do these outreaches. I think that's where you can make really much bigger impact.
Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you very much. So we already work with allied health professionals. So at the Free Day, unfortunately, it's not always possible, but we have, since we started, the eye hospital has always been with us to offer some screening to people. Time to time, we have the dental therapist to come to the screening. It is a bit more difficult. You need to bring a chair, some instruments. Yeah. But so I think we could do better work together. Because different organizations, different councils, conducting separate screening. Why don't we try to, and that is the role I think of RAHPC, Ministry of Health, why don't you put some order in that and make sure that people work together, make sure that people do not go only in Bugesera, and make sure that we could have a schedule. Why not? I don't know who's going to organize that. We could do it so that when you go, you don't screen also only for BP and blood sugar, but also for dental, also for eyes, also there are so many non-communicable diseases. That's one. I would like also to challenge everyone here. Why don't we have, so we started again organizing an annual NCD conference. And it was organized by the Rwanda NCD Alliance and the Ministry of Health and the RAHPC. It was quite successful, and so successful that the year after we did a regional NCD conference, and we pledged that those conferences should happen on a regular basis. And particularly because in the National Strategic Plan for NCDs, there is also, among the activities identified, an NCD conference. So how can we all together, not only the Allied Health Professional Council, but also the Medical Council, but also the Rwanda Medical Association, but also all together have a big NCD conference, be able to showcase researches, because we don't know what each other is doing. Let me stop there. Thank you.
Evidence-based practice. Thank you so much, Professor. Over to you, Dr. Kandi, in 1 minute.
What I may add to that is that I think the other thing that we can do as allied health professionals is to teach the community by example. So we need to walk the talk. We need to live what we preach. Let people start seeing us eating those vegetables. Let the community see us eating the fruits. Let them see us eating the nuts and seeds, drinking water instead of alcohol. Let them see us exercising and doing all the good things, including singing good songs, music therapy. So I think if we start living a healthy lifestyle as professionals, people are influenced by what they see. You know, if I am a healthcare professional and they see me drinking whiskey and champagne, and I say, you must still drink water, you know, do you think they're going to believe me? No, but if they see me doing what I am teaching, it is going to have impact in their lives. Because the people, they believe in healthcare professionals. And they can also learn more from our examples than what we say in the meetings and maybe in programs. So that's one thing that I can add to what has already been said.
Thank you so much.
Just that one. All of those organizations, the Ministry of Health, RAHPC, do have slots at national TV, slots in the radios, slots. Why don't we have like an NCD talk every month or every, where we put the calendar, we bring different people, including the health professionals, and we just take a topic. We talk about hypertension, we talk about, could you try to organize that? Because, by the way, one of the difficulties that RBA today, if you want to have a slot of 10 minutes, you need to pay a lot of million francs, which we do not have. So how can we do? Is it possible that as a public service institution, we have at least once a month something to talk about NCD? Thank you.
This council has been existed for 10 years. This council has been existing for 10 years. To exist, it had a reason. But to put that reason into action, there must have been some efforts made by some people, made by some institutions. And at this point, we want to take time, just a few minutes, to appreciate whoever or some of those who made their efforts to make this council exist. And before that, I would like to invite the registrar just to say something, to highlight on those initiatives, on those efforts, before we recognize them. Thank you.
Individuals who really contributed to the achievement we are celebrating today. And we have some categories of the institutions and some people. Among the institutions, we are going to recognize 5 institutions, and then I will ask Rene to bring those awards nearby. There are institutions, of course, comme on dit en français, à tout seigneur, tout honneur. We will start with the Minister of Health. As I will be asking Dr. Menelas to come closer, we are going to give him this award. It's the Minister of Health that decided to organize ourselves so that we can even submit the law to the Parliament, put in place all the necessary requirements so that the law can be accepted. So I will ask the chairperson of the council to come and handle this award. It said that in recognition of unwavering support and dedication, this certificate is awarded to the Ministry of Health for its invaluable contribution to the Rwandan Allied Health Professions Council for the last 10 years. So we look forward to continue success together. So then, thank you very much. Number 2 is the Higher Education Council. We've been working closely with the Higher Education Council in auditing different institutions, accrediting different institutions. And I don't know if Dr. Theo is already here. But we can clap also for them. We handle it to them. Next. There's another institution that really supported us. It's the Management Science for Health, it's MSH. When we start our council, as we were told, you don't have any budget, and we had to start. When we had an office, we didn't have money to buy equipment, even tables. But I'm telling you that the tables we are having now here, the chairs, they were handed over by it was support we got from the MSH. I really appreciate what you do. Let me ask Dr. Menela's to hand over this. We really appreciate that. And we've been working together, developing different policies. We'll never forget that. Of course, they've done it under the Minister of Health. That's why I was asking the Minister of Health to do it for us. Thank you very much. There is another institution, which is King Faisal Hospital. And I'm going to tell you what they did. For the council to exist, that time King Faisal Hospital was in the process of being accredited. And it was a requirement for the King Faisal Hospital to accredit all the for all their professionals to have a license to practice. Otherwise, the accreditation was not possible. It was an international accreditation. And for that, King Faisal Hospital, through their facilitator who was there, I think Dr. David, and they initiated this process for us to exist. That time I was working at King Faisal Hospital, and we had through the Minister of Health to put in place this law for the accreditation to happen. I know those who are here, they remember. It was very crucial, and now the accreditation is still valid. So that we really appreciated what they did. Even through this campaign, they supported us because they understood what, the impact they are having also in the health sector in Rwanda. So I don't know where the Dr. Sendege was supposed to be here, but we can ask somebody. Lukundo can take it for King Faisal Hospital. We'll take it there. Lukundo is also part of, he's an anesthetist. He's also in the bureau of the Rwanda Allied Health Council. I will ask Prof. Muchumbitsi to come and hand over this one, because I know he was also with us in the accreditation process, which was new to many of us, but which is really bearing more fruit to all Rwandan population and the Rwanda as a country. Thank you very much. So you give to the CEO and our appreciation to him. For this area of award, there is another institution which really has done, who did a lot of things to us. We'll never forget that. When we started, we didn't have an office. No office, no money. And the National Council of Nurses and Midwives, they hosted us in one room in their office. Even when they moved to their new building, they moved to reverse because we didn't have money to rent. To rent, you see, you can understand how far we're coming from. So we really appreciate what you did, and the registrar is here. I will ask the representative of Orex to come here, Orex Group, which is one of our main sponsor, to hand over this to the registrar. So thank you very much for what you've done. Okay. Now, there is another category of people that we want also to recognize. That time when we start that, we were about to start to establish the law. There is somebody who was at the Ministry of Health, who was in charge of Allied. That was Dr. Daria Mukamson. She's not here, but we've got a certificate. No one is here from Kibogora Polytechnic. There's somebody from Kibogora Polytechnic who is here. We are going to give him this, yes, yeah. So I will ask Dr. Francois to come and hand over this certificate to Dr. Daria. Dr. Daria? Give it to me. Yeah. So we really recognize what she did, and there is something else inside. There is something else inside. Yeah. Thank you very much. So you hand it over to Daria, and that fix that is inside. Then there is another person who is a special one. I will tell you why. Before starting Allied Health Professions Council, actually, myself and Dr. David, Prof. David now, we went to see Dr. Binagwawa. We wanted to start a rehabilitation council. In the beginning, that's what we wanted to do, because other professions didn't know anything about councils. So when we went there, myself and David and Dr. Binagwawa said, no, we cannot start your own, but you need to bring all others together. So that's how we came together, we called other professions, and we started a steering committee. So we really wanted to recognize your input and your commitment to today, because you're also part of the technical committee. We've been working together from the beginning until now. So I can ask the deputy chair to come and hand it over. Deputy chair of the council, Dr. Reda, to hand it over to our Prof. David. And we really appreciate it, because they've been always there with us. Actually, we are still working together because it's also in the technical committee. Now he's a deputy DG of the Center of Excellence Biomedical and E-Learning. There is another one I told you about him. It's Dr. David Nzanira. He's not here. Actually, he's the one who drafted the law together at the Ministry of Health, and we went together the Parliament to explain to the Member of Parliament about this law, because they couldn't understand why we have to have it. So they need to know the urgency of it, because the first hospital had to be accredited. So his input was very, very appreciated for us to exist now. He's not here, we send it to him. Okay? Yes. Yeah. Now, there is a steering committee that was invited at the Ministry of Health to draft this law, to put everything together, to bring all these councils, these professions together. Yes. So I'm going to tell you about these people. Yes, steering committee. Okay. It was made of few professions, not all of them. When we started, it was only a few people who came together from different professions and started to draft this law. together with the Minister of Health. So we say now we need to recognize them because that's the same nucleus that came bigger and bigger and bigger. Now have more than 22 professions. Of course, I was number one there. You can clap. I will call all of them, those who are here, then we let me call all those who are here, then we come here. Number two, it was Jean-Baptiste Ndahiriwe, his certificate. There's also Charles Muvara, I don't know if he's here. He's not here. Odette Kamanzi, some of them are not here. But you can clap for her. Jean-Baptiste Gatawazi, I don't know if he's here. He's not. Of course, Prof. David. There's Jean-Baptiste, okay. There is also Charles Muvara was from anesthetist. Odette Kamanzi from nutrition. There's Butera Fidel. I don't know if he's here. Yes, you can come. He's here. At least there is one who is here. And Muvara is also here. Yes. Good. No, wait. I want you to do it at the same time. Wait for the certificate. Give it back. Yeah, Butera is here from prosthetic and orthotics. Katawazi is from laboratory. Then Martin Usanga is of the optometrist. Is Martin? Martin is here? No, he's not. Kaisile Fidel from ophthalmic clinic officers. Yes, he's here. Okay, at least. Yeah. So those who are not here, we of course we will send them this certificate. Yeah. Let me ask Dr. Alex Yemazi, who has been working also with us in many ways, to come and hand over to us this certificate, including mine.
Charles.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Ye kurangiriza ku bandi bantu babiri. Abantu babiri ni abantu bagize uruhare runini cyane kugira ngo iyi kanso ishobore kubigeza aha. Na n'ubu bakaba bagihari. Abo bantu nibo bagendaga bimuka babacumbikira aho bakaba twasembereye. Ntabwo n'aba staff babiri batangiranye na kanso nta kintu ifite na kimwe nagira mu mpamagare bazi hano imbere. Gusaba Vice Mayor wa ushinzwe imibereho myiza y'abaturage kugira ngo aze kubashimira. Uwo ni Esperance, icyo gihe niwe wari registra, niwe wakoraga byose, ntabwo yari registra gusa. Wakoraga mu Rwanda, na Reni abo bantu bose n'ubu ngubu navuga ngo nibo piliye ba kanso yacu bakora amasita baje bakiri abajene barakuze bose ubwo bafite umugabo n'umwana bose barakunda n'umugore n'abana urumva rero ko bahabwiye ariko muri timu dukorana n'abandi navuze hariya bo navuga ngo hari bakoze ibintu kuko na n'ubu kandi baracyakora. So ndimo kurangiza rero ndasaba kugira ngo nshimire abantu bagiye bayobora council uvuga aba chairpersons bagiye bayobora urugaga habayeho chairpersons batatu tugitangira igihe watangiye yobora urugaga was the chairperson of the council hanyuma haza gukurikiraho Mutanga na Alexis hanyuma ubu hakurikiraho na noneho dufite Noel hano sira Mutanga nari hano arahari abari ariko nubwo abaranga babashanga bahagarariye both sources zabaga zihari which we recognize uko both sources ariko niba cyaho both ariko tugera ko noneho turekodiza afatiyo certificate mwanya wa both yose ahagarariye ubu niyo nanjye nahagarariye icyo gihe Mutanga na Alex nawe yarayihagarariye numva yuko certificate tuzayimwoherereza ariko chair yazana tukamuha certificate nani barambia iyo muri kuba chairperson reka tubanze kuri chairperson yego reka tusabe Joseph mukuru w'ishuri ry'Ubugesera kugira ngo aze hano atangire iyi certificate niwe ishuri twakoreyeho ari okay reka cyano nawe amiyanje urakoze cyane sinzi niba keke iri hafi uwo twashaka kugira ngo duhite tuzana keke kuko niba ari celebration twari twatumiye keke y'imyaka 10 kugira ngo bayizane to celebrating bagomba gushyigikira ariko twagiye bose twakomanga usanga ntabwo it's mindset problem ntabwo barabyumva kuko bashyigikira iki gikorwa abantu ntibarwara bakagumana bafite amafaranga yabo so ngira ngo wenda Ministry of Health adufasha kugira ngo ibikorwa nk'ibi ntibibe ni Bugesera gusa because for us we have professionals and they are ready to do it ariko tubonye abantu badufasha kugira ngo dushobore kubikora if more than once a year tuwe twiyemeza turakora nibura mu mwaka dukoresha dufatanyije n'abaterankunga n'abandi twazabona nicyo kintu twasabaga amafaranga bashobora kudufasha kugira ngo abantu private companies banks commercial banks zashyigikira ibikorwa ariko ngende babwira ko jewe aho disappointed kuko bose barababwiye ariko bose it was rejected abandi banadusubisha ariko Imana ishimwe ko twabigezeho kubera support y'abangaba na commitment y'aba professionals bacu nicyo kintu cyabyo nagirizeho shingira aba professionals ukuntu bitanze, nshimira cyane cyane ibigo byaduhaye ibikoresho. Navuga UR yaduhaye ibikoresho twashobora gukodesha amafaranga menshi cyane. Abantu bose babigizemo uruhare bakadushyigikira kugabana ibikoresho n'abatanze ubushobozi kugira ngo dushobore kubigeraho. Ntabwo navuga byose gukora kuri UR specific kuko byari ibikoresho bihenze, ntabwo tarakora. Iyo batadufasha ntabwo taragushobora gukora iki gikorwa. Iyo yitabamo ntabwo tarakora iki gikorwa. Cyangwa twari kubikora nabi. N'abandi rero bose ku ngero zinyuranye, ariko akarere ka Bugesera kari represented hano na Vice Mayor ndetse n'ushinzwe ubuzima. Aha ngaha rwose nari namutongere tubakomere mu mashyi. Tutagira gushimira abantu bari bataraza, bari bafite izi commitment ariko bigoye baranaza. Batubaye hafi. Gutegura iki gikorwa ntabwo ari ibintu byoroshye. Amezi menshi ariko uko twagiyeyo teka bagiye bafatanya natwe. Ndashimira cyane nanone na bintu ubumwe no kwitari represented hano, ariko bemeye ko tujya gukorera muri rw'Intwaza, kandi nuko ho batatwemereye gufata amafoto ko ntabwo byemewe muri izuza zabo, ariko wari kubera ukuntu bari bishingiye cyane cyane music therapy. Music therapy ngira ngo mwese yabatangaje, nanjye yaranangaje ibyo ishobora gukora, ariko nibaza ko it's something we are learning and you can do more to get more services from them. Reka navuze amagambo menshi ko nshobora gukora kubera ibyishimo, ariko reka nsubize abarimo kuyobora batubwiye kurikiraho. Mwese gukomera amashyi kuba mwagize.
Thank you very much, Registrar, and I think there isn't anything we can add on. He has said it all. Now it's time to celebrate, but just to remind, we are going to, for a short break, to celebrate, to stretch our backs and shoulders. Remember, NCDs, fighting NCDs. We need to move. We need to do some movements. So now it's time to do some movements, move out, get something to drink, look around, there are some posters to see what has been done. But remember to come back here. We still have more good things you can see on the program. Let us be as quick as possible. How many minutes are we going to use? Maybe 15 minutes. 15 minutes of stretching our backs and shoulders. Please get up. Get up, we get out, and this cake.